Welcome guys, today I have for you an Ecotech. This is model GM12-20. This machine is wired for 220 volts and this is just a cylindrical grinder. This does not have plunge feed, but it does have pick feed. So we'll go ahead and get started with that before we go over other things. We do have our control panel right here, pretty basic and straightforward. So we'll start off with our hydraulics. We have our light switch right here. And turn that off, and then we could jog our work head if we wanted to, or we could just turn it straight on. Our work head is variable, so you could bring it down with just this knob right here, or change our speeds, so on and so forth. We do have our coolant switch right here, which turns on our coolant tank that is in the back of the machine. Very quiet. Then we also have our wheel. And then we have our advance and wheel preset switches right here. Our tailstock is powered by hydraulics, so if I did turn off the wheel head, as long as the wheel head's off, we could go ahead and advance our, give me one second. With the wheel head and work head both off, you could advance our tailstock so it closes in on your piece. Or you could use the little pedal that's right underneath the controller as well for the same effect. You can see it does come with our 4-jaw chuck right here. This is, as I mentioned, variable speed. So we'll get everything back on and we'll start our cycle. So this machine does pick feed on both ends, and it will go all the way down to our dead stop, which is just a little knob over there. And we do have 4 different feed ratings right here. So you'll just go ahead, depending on how much you want to feed in, you'll change that number. And then over here, we do have our sorts of knobs and stuff like that. This right here is going to tell us which side we want to feed on, whether it's left, right, or both. This is our advance head to bring our wheel head in. And that will basically start our cycle as well. With that being mentioned, I'd like to talk about our single axis Magnus scale, DRO, which will read our head going in and out. And this does read to the 20 thousandths. So if we bring our head back in, you can see the number change. Over here, we do have our on and off switch for our table left and right. This is our speed knob adjustment. And then we have our 2 dwell or tarry settings right here. So when you're ready, you could just go ahead and open up the start lever, and you can see that our hand wheel is now feeding in. So that's just gonna feed all the way down to our 0, and then it's just gonna more or less just go on until you stop the machine. So off to the right hand side, you can see that we do have the hydraulic tank. That is what runs our tailstock. This is a universal work head as well, with a number 4 Morse taper and a dead or alive spindle, no matter what you want to make it. So you'd have to take off our 4-jaw chuck, and then there's 2 screws that you go ahead and loosen up, and you'll bring a little lever back. And as you can see, we do have our degree reading right here, so you know that we could swivel our head just by unloosening a couple bolts. This machine does have a couple risers. It is a 5-10 millimeter swing on those risers. Excuse me just one second. Let this just feed out. Four-jaw chuck, steady rest. Currently on this machine, we do have a thinner style diamond wheel on it, but this machine can take a 24 by 3 by 12 1/8" chuck, or grinding wheel rather. You just have to remove the wheel and put your own one on. The table itself does also swivel, so you could get a degree of, I believe it's 3 degrees towards me and 7 degrees on the other end. You'll just have to loosen up 2 bolts, or 4 bolts total, 2 on each side, and then you'd be able to swivel it with our little knob up front. Moist. I guess that does basically wrap up this machine. So again, we'll just go over everything one more time. We do have our hydraulic tank to the right. We have a coolant tank on the back of the machine. We do have our wheel balancer right here, along with a couple goodies in the back that you'll see in photos. And yeah, so this again is going to be a cylindrical machine to where it has pick feed and no plunge. So if you're looking for plunge, this isn't going to be the machine for you. This wheel head will only turn on if it does read the appropriate amount of oil pressure inside. And that basically sums it all up for this machine. So again, this will be our Ecotech. This is a model GM12-20 wired for 220 volts. Thank you very much.